Hey everybody, it's me, Pam, Dragon Moon Creations. Welcome back. Let's see. When last we spoke to our intrepid crafter, she was trying to solve the mystery of the pocket flip. I literally did get past that though. I'm so cool with the way it turned out. I'm anxious for you to see it. I've even moved on to creating a page. One of the pages that has to slip over the binding, and the binding may have to be rethought. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna show you. Okay, here. This magnet's just a little bit weak between all of those layers. It's doing its job. Okay, before I do that, and this I put here. It was one of the. I decorated a little bit last night. It was one of the things, the border pieces. Is that what they're called? Border pieces? I can't find that page now. But you know what I mean. It's the border piece. You know what I'm talking about, the border piece. Hang on, let me find the border piece yet again, and I will show you the border piece. There, that. It was that. It was that right there. And in the back, I've used the skulls. I'll show you that. But I've been using the border sheet. I'm trying to use everything that is actually in the paper pad. This is the page I'm working on. I'll show you that in a minute. But look at my flip. I haven't finished the tags yet, but I've covered the flip pockets, and I figured this out. This is like off. If you look, it's like off. The way they put the magnets, it was off. Oh my, it stayed that way. But when you just go like that, it's off by about 1/8 of an inch. And I had to figure out a way to live with it. And I went in and found a little piece of bronze that was flat enough to be in the book. You know, a little piece of metal that was flat enough to be in the book, but looked enough like it should be there. And look what I did. I've got the pieces that covered. I love this. I love this. It's the purple roses with the spider webs in between. And when you flip it, when we flip them, I used the same papers on the back, but I just changed the order of them. And there's the spiders in that paper. And I just put this, I just matched this paper that I was using on the little closure. I laid that all the way down, a black cardstock mat with the, then this was a corner of a picture, a part of the paper, and I'll show you because I used it in the book. But I love the way I wanted to pick up the rose, I don't think they're roses, they actually look like black peonies to me, but I wanted to pick that up, and the gold too. And then this is another border strip, but what I did was I made this black cardstock larger because I was making it a pocket. And this is another pocket. It's a flat pocket, but it's still enough to hold a little something. And I got into my Tim Holtz, those little sayings, like, it's the ideology, but it's the Halloween word. Let me see what they're called. Clippings, and it's the Halloween ones. So, and I put them there. I put them where it said someone digging in the ground in these very woods. And I thought that was so. This lays flat, but it is a pocket. And this just lays flat. There's no pocket or anything to that. Like I said, I have these cut for the tags. I have that trimmer, that Fiskars trimmer. I rounded the corners, and she did too when she showed hers, so that they slip down in there a little easier. And I left a little bit out for whenever I put the paper in there. I am debating whether or not to cut these down just a little bit more and use the tab punch, that that Robin had given me so long ago. It's that Stampin' Up! Tab punch. So anyway, that's that. Kind of wondering, I probably should have put some multi-mat here because of all the wear it's going to take. Who am I kidding? Sometimes I make these journals and just put them up on my shelf and look at them, but that gave that a little bit more weight. So now I've got my front and my back. I still have to make some tags for here and for here. Like I said, this is popped up a little bit on some dimensional tape just to give it a little bit of, you know, a depth. But I'm really tickled with the way it's turning out so far. And then I did start on page. I started out. I made my first page. I assembled it. It's made like this to go down onto the hinge like this. And this is the other part of that paper. The other part of this paper. It was up out of a corner. That was the corner of this, and I loved this skull. I loved it. So, let me close this back up. I love the skull. And this, I had never done this before. And there's a magnet here. I remembered the magnet. See, it doesn't flop. And I made that to where it slips down in there. And I'm working on, I mean, the little tab. I folded over a 1/2 inch, scored it, and put it in there. And I'm working on what I'm wanting to do is to put, once this goes on the hinge, leave this open and put tags in there. I've made them a little bit shorter just for that purpose, to where they'll be tagged where you can actually reach it. Like I said, it's a little bit shorter. See, it's going to be a little bit shorter then. It's going to go down in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is. It's only, this page is only 5 3/8, and whenever I cut these papers for this, the width was almost about 5 3/4. So now we're getting into it, and I love this paper. I love this paper. Some of the papers are but oh my gosh, I love this paper right here, and I wanted that front and center, and I wanted it to be with the skulls. This is going to be covered up. It's kind of mimicking the star pattern over here, and I'm putting this on a paper. I'm covering the paper. It's going to be a waterfall, and I am having a little problem. I've never done this before, and it's like almost like I got it too tight in the, and it's doing one of those numbers like that. So you know, this has been a real learning experience for me. So like I said, I'm not gonna, but it's gonna be a waterfall, and I just need to get these all done. You know what a waterfall looks like. But, you know, it's going to be a four waterfall, and it can't come down past the magnet because the magnet's right there. So I got to make sure that whenever I start the waterfall, I start it up high enough to miss the rounded corner. Yeah. But, you know, it's going to do this. Like that. Like that. It's going to do that. Right? And hopefully, once I get this all done, that whenever I close that magnet right there, and I put it right there because I was going to put something else down here, not a pocket, but some sort of, you know, some sort of feature to where that's not just blank, and I didn't want to put it all the way down because I needed a magnet. And I wanted it to hold it close, so I couldn't put the magnet like under the first thing because it would be pulling this up. It would be pulling it open. So anyway, so when it closes, the other magnet's right there, so it will, and hopefully it'll hold it closed. Hopefully. So that's how far I've gotten with that. I'm going to work on these just a little bit. I was up last night doing this stuff. finished this in the afternoon, and then I was watching some TV, and I said, no, I gotta go do this. I gotta go see if I can get this page together. And then this side is just going to be decorative paper with a belly band and a card under it. You know, a photo map. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you. I cut all of the pieces to make my pages, to make this page. They're all going to be the same construction base, but you can do the other things with them. You know, you can decorate them however. Alright. And I cut 3 more of these, and these are 9 3/4. I do remember that. They are 9 3/4. Yeah, 9 3/4, but 1 inch of it is a 1/2 inch on this side and 1/2 inch on this side. And they'll end up being 8 3/4. And then there's this one is 8 3/4, and let's see, the width of them is 5 3/8, which, hey, wow, I'm doing good. All right. So what I did was, and this is, I mean, this was really easy. I've never done these pages before, but I figured, you know, what the heck? Let's give it a shot. And you just fold these over on each side. This paper's kind of thick. I don't know what weight it is, but it's the Love Nicole, and I'm surprised at the thickness of it. But yeah, just like that. And then angle your bits right there so everything goes down smoothly right there where it folds. Angle that. This time change has got me messed up. According to the new clock, I slept till 7 this morning. The new time says I was really lazy this morning. I'm going to use this. It gets a little bit firmer down, but if you do it too hard, it will crack the paper. I did notice that because it starts to crack right there. But I need it to be a little bit tighter than what that other one can get me. All right, and then this is already cut to size, and it's just gonna fit down just on those little flaps. And I did use wet glue for this, so, and I used my, now you can use, I'm using the Cosmic Shimmer, but like I said, it's pretty much the same as the Art Glitter Glue. Oh, brother. Ow! I think I glued it closed. Aren't we just having fun? Yeah, okay. And I just, I don't know if you can see me. You know, hey. You know, everybody's done glue. And honestly, if, and I don't mean this disrespectfully or anything, but if you can't put glue on a piece of paper, yeah, you missed first grade. All right, and then I just put it on in this. I put it on the flap, and with the wet glue, you have enough time to make sure you are where you are supposed to be, and then you can just push it down like that. I do use this sometimes to, in case it squishes. That would have glued down. Now on the other one I have to be more careful because I can't see what I'm doing. But that's how it worked. I mean, it worked out really great. I said I'd never made the pages this way before. I remember making paper bag albums, and the pocket was already done for you. And so that was easy. So me having to actually do this one And this one, you kind of push that down and then go like that. And then, like I said, turn it up and line it up and push it, and there you go. Yeah. All right. Push it down. There we go. A little bit of glue coming out, and that one's a little bit off, but no one's going to be able to tell. And black is real forgiving. That's why we wear it, to make us look skinny. It just makes everything look good. All right, there you go. All right. Put the lid back on that. But that is how I made those pages. And it really does depend on, that's slid just a little. That's all right. Really does depend how big you make this. I can't give measurements because how big you make this depends on how big your book is going to be. So that slid a little bit, so I'm going to trim that off just ever so slightly. I was watching somebody I'm watching and I'm learning and I'm trying to put to use all this information that, you know, I've accumulated by watching videos. I was watching, what was her name now? Oh my goodness. Robin Pitts. I forget, there's an initial in there. Robin Pitts. Sir Chauncey Rocco Designs. Something like that. I was watching her. And she was doing something. Everything was just going so perfect for her. She's making a mini album. And it was just going so perfect. And all of a sudden, you know, she says, oh, that's over a little bit. Oh, well, just get your scissors and trim that off, because that happens. And I'm thinking, oh, see, she was doing everything so perfect. I'm glad she left her wart in, you know. But, because mine, I've certainly had some warts. And the only person I have to show this album to at the moment, while I'm making it and constructing it, is my husband. And I went in when I showed him how I got my flip pockets to work, and he says, "Yeah, that's neat," like that. It was about as much enthusiasm as he could muster. But anyway, there's how you make those pages. And then you can do what you want. You know, I'm gonna have a, you know, photo mat, whatever, in there for all of them. And on this one, it may be just a pocket. It may be another flip. I think in the back, well, what was it? I think I want to do one of these in the back on the last page. But I want it to be, when you open it up, not a waterfall. I want it to be like pockets, little pockets here with little tags in. Anyway, that's it. That's how I did it, and I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna make those pages, fold those pages as I get them, as I need them. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to town. I'm really loving this paper. This paper is just so cool and awesome. All right, everybody, that's the progress so far. Like I said, progress video, how I'm figuring stuff out. It's not a tutorial, but I just thought, you know, might be interested in see how sometimes people end up figuring stuff out. And this back here is by no means perfect. Like I said, it was like, this was a real big whoopsie. But anyway, and I saw some whoopsies with that other lady making her album too. But of course, you know, when you're doing it and you're doing the video, no, you know, the things just don't want to go right. And her stuff, one of her things wasn't going right, even though she never said anything about it. It's like, okay, yeah, let's just gloss that wart over. Anyway, I'm going to work on this a little bit this afternoon, and I will. It's a really beautiful day, but the time change just messed me up, so you'll know what day I'm making this video. I didn't want to date the videos or say what day of the week it was because I don't know when I'm going to get them up. I want to complete the album and then post all of the videos. So anyway, I will talk to you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.